thank you. All of you have come with great efforts from distant places, crossing over roads that resemble Agasura. And it's very late at night. I am appreciating in all of you, in each one of you, the miracle of Srila Prabhupada's divine grace, the miracle of Srila Prabhupada's compassion. On such occasions, Srila Prabhupada himself expressed profound gratitude for each and every one of the devotees who assisted him in serving the mission of his Guru Maharaj. In 1922, at the Bhakti Vinod Asana on Ultadanka Junction Road in Kolkata, upon his first meeting with Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he was given this instruction. You are an educated young man. Take the message of Lord Chaitanya in the English language to the Western world. Srila Prabhupada, at that time, he describes, he was a very dedicated follower of Gandhi's movement, where he and others were sacrificing everything to bring political independence to the land of India. Srila Prabhupada proposed, let us first get independence. Then our country will have the respect where people will hear our philosophical, spiritual message. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada very strongly expressed to our Srila Prabhupada that everything in this world is changing. Politics will change. Economic conditions will change. All suffering is due to these material changes. But we are all eternal souls. We are all eternal servants of Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. This is Lord Chaitanya's message. And this is the urgent need for now and forever. And in several lectures, Srila Prabhupada described, I was very happy to be defeated by my Guru Maharaj. What is that message of Lord Chaitanya that Srila Prabhupada shared with the whole world? Lord Chaitanya is Radha Bhavaduti Suvalitam Nomi Krishna Swarupam. Krishna in Sri Goloka Vrindavan, the highest realm of the spiritual world. beyond the 14 planetary systems of this material existence, beyond all of the creation within the Mahatattva, is the all-pervading light of the Brahma-Jyoti. To enter into that light, to achieve this mukti. Throughout the ages, people have dedicated life after life after life, cultivating knowledge, performing austerities. But above that supreme peace of Brahman is the Vaikunthas, the eternal spiritual planets where the Lord, Narayan, is forever existing with limitless devotees who have pure unalloyed love for him. Beyond peace is love. That is bhakti. And among the Vaikunthas, the most inclusive, where the sweetest, most intimate love between God and all living beings is exchanged, is Goloka. And Srimati Radharani is the very reservoir of that love. Krishna, Vedaham Samatitani Vartamanani Charjuna. He knows everything past, present, and future. He knows every living being. He's the source of all knowledge. He's the source of everything that exists. Sarvasya chaham hridishani vishto matasmidhir jnanavanmokparunja. Aham sarvasya prabhuvo matta sarvam bharvardate. He's the creator of everything, and he's within the heart of everyone. But Krishna longed to experience what it was in Sri Radharani's love that gave her more happiness than even him, the object of love. So Krishna descended into this world with the Mahabhav of Sri Radharani. The absolute truth is one. They are eternally manifesting in two forms as Radha and Krishna, and they again became one. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not only experiencing the Mahabhav, the supreme love of Sri Radha, but he was distributing it in the most dark time of Kali Yuga to everyone. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared himself to be a gardener. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita it describes that he came to bring the Bhakti Kalpataru, the Prem Amara Taru, the tree of unconditional, unlimited love. Within the Brahma Sampradaya, after Srimadvacharya, Madhavendra Puri, Lord Chaitanya was the seed, he was the tree, he was the branches, he was the fruit, he was the gardener, he was the bestower of that love, and he was the ultimate enjoyer of that love. But in Madhavendra Puri, that seed began to fructify. Next, it fructified more as Ishvara Puri. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his associates, manifested limitless branches of loving devotees. And in every part of that tree were the fruits of prema bhakti, or unconditional love for Krishna. Sri Rupa Goswami prayed, Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate. Of all incarnations, Lord Chaitanya is most magnanimous, most merciful. He is giving freely to anyone, to everyone, the fruits of the love of the residents of Vrindavan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed his devotees, I have only 2 hands, and I have limitless fruits. I wish for all of you to help me to distribute these fruits of love of God. And he wanted these fruits distributed to everyone, in all towns, in all villages, throughout the world. And it was Mahaprabhu's message, do not consider who is fit or unfit. Do not consider which place is auspicious or inauspicious. What time is auspicious or inauspicious. He said, I have come to bring a rainstorm of Krishna prema, of love of God, through the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Aho bata swapa chato gadiyam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam that one who is sincerely chanting the holy names, even if that person is from the most fallen, sinful background, that person could be a guru for the whole world. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so emphatically, he chose of all of his devotees, the Namacharya, the person who would be the highest instructor by his example of the power of the holy names, Haridas Thakura, who was from a family which was considered to be untouchable. And in the histories of our Gaudiya Vaishnava literatures, again and again Haridas Thakur was persecuted. People tried to destroy him. They blasphemed him. They tried to kill him. But he always tolerated everything to give the holy names of the Lord. He saw every situation as an opportunity for loving service to Sri Krishna. He gave to a person of untouchable background. He gave the highest level of Krishna prema to a small little 5-year-old girl named Narayani. He gave Krishna prema through Harinam to Jagai and Madhai, They were the most ardent, cruel-hearted criminals. He gave Krishna prema in Jarikhanda to tigers and deers and snakes and elephants and trees and bushes. He gave Krishna prema to the greatest scholars in all the land, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakashananda Saraswati. He gave Krishna prema to completely uneducated, poor people who are considered utterly uncivilized, living in the jungles. That was Lord Chaitanya's compassion. He took the very essence of all the Vedic knowledge, the highest teachings of all the previous acharyas, and presented this Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva teaching. We are all part of God. Beyond impersonal liberation, beyond all the pleasures of this material existence, beyond the achievement of supernatural yogic powers, is prema bhakti. To feel oneself the eternal loving servant of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smashed to pieces all of the upadhis, all external designations that separate us from our eternal soul, that separate us from God, Krishna, that separate us from nature, and that separate us from each other. Because we forget that we're part of Krishna, because we forget that the true nature and desire of the soul for loving devotional service, we can never be satisfied. And in that dissatisfied condition, we're trying to be the controller, trying to be the proprietor, trying to be the enjoyer, and so much exploitation. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates descended in this age of Kali to give such people the opportunity to enter into the highest state beyond Vaikuntha of love of God, Krishna Prema. This is what our beloved Srila Prabhupada risked his life again and again to give to the world. A devotee once asked Srila Prabhupada, what is our qualification to receive entrance into the realm of Vrindavan? Srila Prabhupada, with all humility and honesty, he said, you had no qualifications. I made your qualifications. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described the very basis of his compassion. Gopi Bharatur Padakamala Yoradas Das Anudas. I'm not a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra or a Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. All these external designations that pertain to the body and various states of mind, they are all temporary coverings. My true nature as an eternal soul is to be the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord of Gopis. That spirit must truly be appreciated and aspired for to enter into the depths of the teachings that Lord Chaitanya is giving us. We see among such great gurus, Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva is the literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was empowered to compile the Vedic literatures, the four Vedas, the Upanishads, the Itihastas, the Samhitas, the Puranas, the Mahabharata. And yet, when his guru, Narada Muni, we sit on Vyasasan. The definition of a guru is to represent Vyas. But who is Vyas? When Narada Muni chastised him, you are not giving the real thing to people. Srila Vedavyas accepted that, accepted that enlightened instruction. And on the basis of his humility, the greatest of gurus, accepting the word of his guru, we have been given Srimad Bhagavatam, the crest jewel of all literatures. And who is Vyasadeva? His son is Sukadeva Goswami. And yet for the 7 days that Sukadeva Goswami spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva sat and listened. And his guru, Narada Muni, was also sitting and listening. He got the instruction from Narada Muni and from his own disciple, Sukadeva Goswami. Vyasadeva gave us what his disciple spoke. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Such greatness. Lord Chaitanya is the Jagat Guru, the original Guru. Why did he accept Ishvara Puri as his Guru? Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita describes in beautiful detail. Srila Madhavendra Puri had such empowered disciples. Advaitacharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Paramananda Puri, and so many others. When he was at the last stage of his pastimes within this material world, he could not sit up. his disciple Ishwarapuri was taking personal physical care of him. With great love, he was cleaning his guru's stool and urine from his body. When his guru was crying in separation from Krishna, he was chanting the names and glories of Krishna in Vrindavan to give pleasure to the heart of his guru. Because of that most menial service, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose him among all the acharyas to be his guru. And Lord Chaitanya cooked for him. And Lord Chaitanya massaged the feet and the legs of Sri Ishwarapuri. And when he met Prakashananda Saraswati in Varanasi, Lord Chaitanya was asked, "Why don't you come with us and study Vedanta?" And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Because my guru told me I was a fool." Ishwarapuri told Lord Chaitanya, this is Lord Chaitanya's own words, "You are a fool. You cannot understand Vedanta. You should chant the names of Krishna. Haranama, Haranam, Haranam eva kevalam, kolonas deva nasteva nasteva gatiranyata." And he took this instruction, he took this chastisement. He's the Supreme Guru being chastised as a fool. He didn't say, "Who do you think I am?" He accepted, "Yes, I am a fool. I'll just chant." He came back and said, "I'm feeling all kinds of, what's happening to me? I'm crying and I'm trembling. This mantra's doing something to me." And my guru told me, "Very nice, my child. You have attained perfection. Krishna Prema. Now you distribute this Krishna Prema, this Harinam Sankirtan throughout the world." Until he received that instruction, he did not begin the Sankirtan movement. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dearmost associate, Rupan Sanatan Goswami. I was just hearing Srila Prabhupada tell this story. He liked this story so much. Sanatan Goswami was living at Pavan Sarovar in Nandagaon, and Srila Rupa Goswami was living at Terakadamba. And they were doing Madhukari. Very simple. They were such wealthy, powerful people. But they gave everything up to come to Vrindavan to serve Lord Chaitanya's mission. And in Vrindavan they lived on the ground under trees. They just made kopan and chadar out of discarded cloth. And they begged to get some roasted chickpeas or some roti flour. Very simple. But Sanatan Goswami had a thought in his heart. He wanted to make something very special for Sanatan Goswami. Rupa Goswami was thinking this way. And a little girl came to his kutir and said, "Oh, Goswamiji, my mother has sent me to bring you this milk and this rice and all these ingredients to make kheer, paramana. In the West, we call it sweet rice. And so Sri Rupa Goswami, she brought it with her own hands. Sri Rupa Goswami was chanting the holy names, so the little girl, she went and collected wood. And she personally cooked with her own hands and left it near the Ter Kadamba. So Rupa Goswami came and brought it to Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami tasted it. Just upon the first fragrance and experience of tasting, he went into a state of transcendental ecstasy. Now, Sanatana Goswami is always in transcendental ecstasy, but it was increased limitlessly. And he shared it with Rupa Goswami, and Rupa Goswami entered into that state of ecstasy. And Sanatana Goswami said, "Where did you get this?" Sri Rupa Goswami said, "A little girl came, and she actually brought the ingredients and then made it." Sanatana Goswami asked, "Tell me about this little girl." "She's just from a local village. Tell me about her." And when Sanatana Goswami explained it, Sanatana Goswami, he became quite upset. He said, "That was Srimati Radharani. What have you done, Rupa Goswami? We have come here to Vrindavan to be the servant of the servant of the servant of Srimati Radharani. That is our life, that is our soul. We have given up everything to serve her, and you are accepting service from her. This is wrong." Rupa Goswami was actually chastised and was feeling guilty. He was in ecstasy. They couldn't stop eating the sweet rice. But they both felt guilty and ashamed. This is at the very heart of Srimad Bhagavatam. Savai pungsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir hokshajeya hoitiki apradiyata yayatma suprasidati. The supreme dharma is to render loving service to Sri Krishna. Such service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to truly satisfy the self. Srila Prabhupada was explaining what a high standard beyond our comprehension. They simply wanted to serve. They wanted nothing in return. So Sanatana Goswami chastised Rupa Goswami. And the Bhakti Ratnakara describes that night Rupa Goswami went back to Ter Kadamba, to his kutir, and he was feeling ashamed and guilty. That Sanatan was upset with him, that Srimati Radharani had served him. And he had a dream. Srimati Radharani came in the dream, and she pacified him. She said, "I'm very pleased. That was all my pastime. I wanted to serve your Guru Maharaj." It's a simple story, but it's at the very heart of Lord Chaitanya's teachings. Ashlisyava padaratam panashtuma. My Lord, if you want, you can embrace me, or you could trample upon me, or you can make me broken-hearted by not being present before me. I am your servant unconditionally. We have so many expectations, so many demands. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada speaks, Krishna consciousness means to never take credit for anything. That seems quite impossible. Because it seems whoever we are, however much we think we're advanced, we still want credit. We crave for credit. And Srila Prabhupada describes Krishna consciousness means to give all credit to Krishna. Krishna is the intelligence of the intelligence. He's the abilities in everyone. He's the strength that we have. All resources are coming from Him. The actual symptom of when we're truly tasting love for Krishna is we don't want credit for anything. In our love, we want to give all credit to Krishna. And when we truly have this transcendental state of wanting to give credit to Krishna, then we could really appreciate other people. And we want to give credit to how Krishna is manifesting through others. So when this anartha, this desire for honor and respect, which is the cause of depression if we don't get it, envy when someone gets it more, when that comes into our life, rather than being controlled by that, we should recognize this is a symptom that I don't really love Krishna. And the ego never goes away automatically. It only goes away when by the mercy of Krishna He takes it away. And that is why it is so vital that we deal with our anarthas by deeply taking shelter of Krishna. By hearing His glories, by hearing His pastimes, by chanting His holy names, by worshiping His beautiful form in the temple. These 9 processes of devotional service is a means by which we could learn to deeply take shelter with complete dependence on the mercy of the Lord. Param dristvani vartate. By transcending the causes of misery in this material existence, which is our own mind and egos, by purifying our heart to find true meaning, true purpose, and true joy in rendering service. Sri Rupa Goswami He once chastised Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami was just faultlessly trying to serve. Rupa Goswami said, because you have shown your superior knowledge in front of another devotee, you have ego, and anyone with the slightest tinge of ego is not qualified to live in Vrindavan. You should leave. Jiva Goswami is the greatest philosopher that ever lived. He didn't say, no, you don't understand. He accepted. He went to a place called Nandagat, and there he just performed tapasya, severe penance, to purify himself from this tendency to prove himself better than others. And ultimately, Rupa Goswami knew that Jiva Goswami had a pure heart, but he wanted to show the world the glories of Jiva Goswami. So when we speak about Guru Parampara, this is an integral part of it. It's not that we serve our gurus and then we become gurus and we become masters. What the gurus of Parampara have taught is they be in all stages of life, when we have love for Krishna, we don't take credit for anything. We want to be the servant of the servant of the servant. And in this spirit, our Srila Prabhupada describes, my guru defeated me. And he was so happy to tell us that. And he took the message. Actually, I want to say something. I know it's late. But somehow I have this tendency to go late. Many years ago, I was at the Radha Govinda temple in New York. Actually, in 1972, the first time I saw deities in America was Radha Govinda, and the president at that time was Bali Murdan Prabhu. And Bali Murdan Prabhu, he gave me so much affection and so much kindness, and he engaged me in so much service and encouraged me. And then many years later, I hadn't seen him in so many years. This was in the 90s, when Radha Govinda had moved from one temple to another and to another and to another. I was sitting in the lobby outside the temple room, and he came and he had the original diaries that Srila Prabhupada had written when he was on Jaladuta, when he was in India before he boarded Jaladuta, his first months in New York City. And he sat for hours and just read them. And I'll never forget that blessing that you gave. Thank you. Could you imagine holding those original diaries in your hand and reading from them? When Srila Prabhupada was arriving in Boston and New York. He had no money. He had no means. He had nothing except complete faith in the holy names of Krishna. 3 boxes of Srimad Bhagavatams that he had brought, first canto. And the instruction of his Guru Maharaj. Whether he lived or died, whether he was going to be successful or unsuccessful, whether he was going to be honored or dishonored, were not really relevant. He was going to give his life to try to give us Lord Chaitanya's message, to give us the opportunity for Krishna Prema, because he had complete faith in the words of his Guru Maharaj. And how much struggle. For almost a year, there was no tangible results. And then little by little, people started taking seriously. And then a movement was forming. Srila Prabhupada had, during that first year, he had heart attacks, he had stroke, he had all kinds of sicknesses. He never gave up. And even after all of that, there were people in India, respectable religious leaders in India, who were criticizing him. A few days ago, I listened to a recording, and Srila Prabhupada was saying there are very high-profile people in India who are saying, I am ruining the Vedic culture. By giving this message to people in the West. Unconditional service. He carried on because he had faith in the mercy of Lord Chaitanya as it had been given to him by his Guru Maharaj. And through that unconditional devotional service, through that being an instrument of Parama Karuna, Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda's supreme mercy, that is our qualification. To go deep into his teachings, to go deep into the writings of his books, to go deep into the holy names of the Lord. That is where we will find true light, true knowledge, true strength to overcome the distractions of this world, both within and without. Namruchi. Namruchi comes by the grace of Sri Radharani and Krishna when we sincerely, with the mood of servant, strive to chant and hear the holy names and Hari Katha. According to our sincerity, Namruchi is given to us. It cannot be attained. Nothing in bhakti is artificial or superficial. We should never take anything cheaply. when we truly feel ourselves insignificant, truly humble, truly unqualified, and in that state, we genuinely take shelter, feeling ourselves completely dependent on Krishna and Sri Radha's mercy, then Krishna gives us that higher taste. Vaishnav Seva. Throughout the Vedic literatures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, how dear are devotees to the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declared at one time that all the wealth, all the property within the entire creation does not have the value in the Lord's heart as one sincere devotee. To see through the eyes of the scriptures means to learn to see the world and each other according to what will please Krishna. How we treat each other with all of our differences is very much our relationship with our gurus, with Srila Prabhupada, and with Krishna. This world is suffering from so much division, so much hate, so much fear, so much insecurity. And people take shelter of material designations to protect themselves, instead of humbling ourselves before God. We try to build up our egos to withstand the miseries of this material existence. Each devotee, we have been entrusted with the responsibility to give Hari Katha, Hari Nam, Vaishnav Seva, Thakurji Seva to the world. If we're divided, how are we going to bring spiritual unity to this corrupted world? On the principles of pure devotional service, to recognize the sincerity in the hearts of others, we must lift each other up. That is the Sankirtan movement that Srila Prabhupada has given on behalf of his Guru and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada, he would plead with his own disciples, take this movement seriously. That very compassion from his heart that he gave the world, he wanted us, all of us, whatever our role, whatever designations we may have, wherever we may be from, he wanted each and every one of the devotees to take responsibility to assist him. And actually that responsibility that Srila Prabhupada gave all of us is the supreme fortune, the greatest treasure of our lives, to recognize, to appreciate. This festival of gratitude is an opportunity to ponder upon the real spirit of gratitude. The more we understand the depth of Krishna consciousness, the more grateful we become. And the more grateful we become, the more we are willing to sacrifice to reciprocate with the gift we have received. I am a very unqualified person. I really never deserved or had any qualifications for anything successful. Somehow or other, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, I'm allowed to serve all of you. And somehow or other, each and every one of you, by your mercy, I'm allowed to serve Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much.